So cool, that's all good. What we're going to do now is look about details and how you create a detailed viewport, add dimensions to it, and it's all going to be based on your studio research. So, for example, this it doesn't have any details in it, right? Like we don't know how big the windows are, really, how how big the sash and all that sort of stuff is. Like this is how much detail there is. There's nothing, right? So things like this. You know, like how big is that soffit? How thick is the framing? We know that this is 5 inches, but this drawing might not be to scale at all, right? So you guys will need to do a whole bunch of research, probably go to the archives or maybe some books out from the library or whatever, figure out what it should be or what it would have been, what it is, and then we can whack it into Vectorworks. So probably what we'll want to do is we'll make a sheet that sort of replicates this sheet here to an extent, and then probably what you want to do is have another sheet with the details on it. So how do we do that? So right now I'm in that first sheet we created in the last tutorial, just the A1 State House one. And so probably we want a detail of sort of this here, the end of the roof and the gable and the soffit and everything, right? So what you can do is you can just go to View, and then it'll be there under Create Detail Viewport. So you need to select that section, and then it won't be grayed out. See? So now we can go Create Viewport. Please select the single closed object to serve as the crop boundary for a detailed viewport. So I guess maybe what you have to do is draw a rectangle and go like that, and then go View, Create Detail Viewport. Interesting. And then what we want to do is put it on a new sheet layer. Call this one, we'll call this A2, right? And then we'll call it, the sheet title will be called Details, State House Details. Cool. And then the drawing title will be what's it called? Gable end. Cool. And it's probably going to be a bigger scale, but we'll leave it on that for now, and then we'll go OK. Cool. If I zoom out a wee bit, you can sort of see we have our gable end, and it's at 1 to 100. Oh, if I go to select, I'll just drag it up here. And I actually want it at a different scale. I want it actually quite a bit bigger, so maybe it's 1 to 50, or 1 to 20. Yeah, maybe 1 to 20 is kind of nice. Cool. And then I think you have to double click on it, and then we can go into the annotations, and then you can move the label around. There we go. Cool. So there's our we've moved the label. So if we go exit, and then if we go back to the first sheet layer, you'll see down here it's got a little detail call out, and so it's saying it's detail number 1, and it's on sheet A2. Cool. So because I drew a square rectangle to do the detail, it's got the square line, the square box, but typically details are sort of got curvy call outs, so something more like that. So you can do that as well. So maybe I'll create another detail viewport from that guy, put it on that number 2 sheet, drawing number 2, and I call this window sill at 1 to 20, and go OK. Did that work? Oh, yeah, there we go. Cool. Oh, what scale was this? This was 1 to 20, and this is 1 to 20 as well. Yep, cool. So this could probably be way bigger, right? This could probably be 1 to 5 or something, maybe. I'll try that. Yep, that's pretty cool. Great. So, yeah, and if we go back to that sheet layer, then you'll see it sort of has 2. Oh, can we move that? Maybe you can double click on it and edit the annotations. Hopefully we can edit that. Oh yeah, cool. And hopefully we can drag this guy around. Oh no, that's the wrong one. It's this one here. Cool. So yeah, you'll need to sort of move it around so it doesn't look whack, but yeah, you get the idea. And I might just put this guy up to here as well. So yeah, make it look nice though. So yeah, so they're not overlapping as well. So we know that this is detail number 2, and it's on the sheet A2. This one's the detail number 1, it's on sheet A2 as well. Cool. So how do we add more detail to those drawings? So if I go up to this first one and I double click and I go edit annotations, yeah. So really what we want to do is just be working with the dimensions tab open, and then also using these tools up here. So what if I want to create this that frame that's there and sort of say that it's made out of timber? So what you do is just use that 2D polygon tool, and so I'll just draw an outline of it. I'll go up to here, there, and then come back. Cool. And then with it selected still, what you can do is you can go up to modify and then go hatch, and then you'll have a list of all the component textures that you've got and hatches that you've got in your model so far, and some extra default ones as well down there. So probably what this is a timber, but I'll just go framed wood or wood siding maybe. But you can also create new ones. Cool, so that's all good. And then how do you edit that texture? Cool, so you can even edit all that stuff, edit the scale of it, and you can edit the thickness of it. Cool, so you can add all custom sort of hatches to it. But what I'll do is I'll just say it's this one here. Okay. And then it comes up with this paint bucket tool. So what you want to do is sort of go the same angle that the material's on. So sort of that angle there. And just draw a line up. And then cool. That's sort of set. And then you can draw another shape. So what we want is probably that soffit sort of comes out here. I'm not sort of sure what that joint is, but again you'll be able to figure that out with your studio research. So I'll just say, for example, it goes from this point, goes to there. Cool, and then it's got a different hatch. For example, concrete or whatever. And then so you pick what way it's going. Cool. So you can sort of really quickly draw up these detail views that explain what's going on in the model a lot better. So if we can exit that, then cool, it sort of looks like that on the sheet. Great, and so you can do that for the sill as well. Wait, do I have to update that? Cool, so the next thing probably you need to figure out is how to put a title block on here, and to figure that out you can just go up to help and then go Vectorworks help, and it will open up another window, and then you just search for title block up here, and then it's creating a custom title block in Vectorworks fundamentals, and it sort of goes through and explains how to do it step by step there, so you can just sort of follow that out. Basically you've got to create a new file at 1:1, and you can draw all the different elements that you want, and then you set it up as a symbol. Cool. Great. So yeah, you should probably do that as best you can for that whole state house drawing that you've got, and then be able to figure it out with all your studio research that you've done, either from the archives or from the books at the library, to get all the detailed dimensions for the windows and the doors and frames and things like that as well. Cool, awesome. And the next series will be either ArchiCAD or Revit, and we'll probably do the same thing. Cool.